This video is to run you guys through how to create an offer that sells. It means an offer that your clients, your prospects cannot turn down. It's an offer that they can look at and say, hey, this is a no-brainer. And in this video, we're going to run through the principles I believe you need to have and put in place to create an offer that sells, an offer that no one can say no to. So what is the problem? Let's start with the problem. So the problem I see with a lot of coaches, consultants, and agency owners is that we're very keen on delivering our product or service, but we're not getting our leads to buy them. So we're passionate, we know that our product works, we know that our service delivers, but we're not getting enough leads and we're not getting our leads to buy them. When we present these offers with our leads, so we're getting the discovery calls, we're getting the closing calls, we're presenting our offer with our leads, but they're not buying them. There's a lot of objection. There's a lot of, okay, this is good, but not right now. Or it's just not cutting out, right? So another problem we see is that we're really good at the service, or we have a perfect product, but we're not getting the sales to back it. So quite similar to the initial thing I was talking about with you're not getting your leads to buy the product, but you as a coach, you as a consultant, you as an agency owner, you know that your product works because you've gotten validation, you've gotten a few clients, but you're just finding it hard for you to close deals. So first of all, what are the difference between a product slash service and an offer? So a product and service are the deliverables, what the clients are going to get, what you're going to deliver to them, and what they're going to get in return. The offer is what they're going to get from what you're selling to them. So pretty much you want to think of it as the benefits. What are the benefits of your product and services? That's the core fundamentals of the offer. Because when you're crafting an offer, you want to try not to fall into the trap of selling your product and your service. You don't want to sell your time. Nobody really cares about how long it's going to take you or how many hours or weeks or months it's taken you to build this product or build this service. No one really cares, right? What customers care about is what are they going to get from what you're selling to them? The benefits. How are you going to save them time? How are you going to save them money? How are you going to make their lives easier? How are you going to get them to their desired state? So once we've identified what the differences are, I think it's very important for you to wrap your head around this and not fall into that trap of the product and service and the offer and what the key differentiators are. So the foundations. So what are the foundations of an irresistible offer? So first things first is the name. So the name and the promise. So you need to get creative when it comes to naming your offer. You just cannot be boring and calling it tier 1, tier 2 or basic. I don't know, what do I see out there? We see basic plan, medium plan, or stuff like that, right? So you want to get very creative with the name. You want to be different, and the purpose of the name really and truly is to evoke curiosity, right? So you want to have your lead whilst you're doing your presentation to look at this and say, wow, what is this? Like, okay, this is crazy. What is he talking about, right? And this is the feeling you want to create for your leads. And something practical, I say use ChatGPT. Don't overthink it. Use ChatGPT to come up with some creative names that you can give your offer and give your packages. You want to position your promise to the outcome. So the promise is, what are you promising the lead, right? And when it comes to the promise, you want to position it and you want it to go hand in hand with the outcome that you are delivering for your clients. So the outcomes that your clients are going to get after they've worked with you, after they've bought your product, after they've signed on to your service delivery program. So the positioning and the name goes hand in hand. The name has to be creative. The promise has to be positioned with the outcome that you're going to deliver. The next principle is pricing power. What's pricing power? Pricing power is pretty much playing with the terms to get the price you want. So you could have a price, for instance, you're charging your service at, you've got a online fitness program and you're charging it at, right, £2,000 for X amount of packages, right? So a community, they get a school community, they get a one-on-one meeting every week with you, and they also get a detailed workout plan and also a nutrition plan, right? So you've got all a list of these offers and you're pricing it at, say for instance, $2,000 or $2,500, for instance. And what you want to do with this principle is that you want to play with the terms and conditions so you can get the price you want. So in your head as a coach, as a consultant, your price is $2,500, and you know that there might be a chance that your lead is going to object to that price, and what you want to do is work with them, play around with the terms for you to get the end goal. So if the end goal is 2,500 for your offer, for your package, you want to then say, okay, cool, how about you pay £500 now or $500 now, and then we split the payments, or you pay the remainder in 5 weeks, right? So this is what you want to do. You don't want to be so sticked and fixated on your pricing, but you want to leverage pricing power where you play around with the terms and conditions and make it more exciting and make it more affordable for your leads. But at the end of the day, you want to get to your end goal, which is obviously your pricing for your product. So the third principle is scarcity and urgency. So what's scarcity? What's urgency? So urgency is a function of time. For instance, you could say this offer ends this week, so therefore, or for instance, I have just rebranded, right? So we've rebranded and we're putting out a discounted offer for the first week, and anyone we signed on in this week gets this training plan at 50%. So you've now implemented an urgency. So you've implemented a function of time by saying the offer ends this week. So now the leads know, hey, I have up to the end of this week for me to get this price or get this offer at 50% cheaper. Scarcity is the function of availability, and simply what you're trying to evoke is just the sense of there's not enough, right? So how you can do this is you could say, okay, I'm only working with 10 people this month, or I've got 2 slots left for the remainder of this month, and I want to reach my target, so it's going out quickly. So basically you only have 2 slots left, be quick. So you're now creating a sense of scarcity, and you're putting out a function that there is less availability for the leads to get this offer, so they must move quick. The goal when it comes to scarcity and urgency is to combine the two. So you want to position the two, and you want to craft an offer that combines urgency and scarcity. And this is really powerful, and this is something that you should get really creative with and not rush. So you want to take your time and really look at how you can come up and cultivate an urgency and scarcity to your offer, so your leads can actually take action there and then, because that's the goal. You want to get them to take action now and there and then. Okay, so the fourth principle when it comes to the foundations of crafting an offer that sells is bonus and premiums. So you want to have bonuses and you want to have premiums. What are bonuses and premiums? So a bonus could be something that you normally sell at a high ticket, and it's something that's very exclusive. It's something that really comes across as, oh wow, he's actually going above and beyond, so therefore this is special, this is making me feel special. So when it comes to a bonus, for instance, you could say if you are an online fitness coach, you could have a bonus package that talks about mindset and cultivating a mindset that helps you obviously once you've reached your goal, keep that and build new habits long term. So this is a bonus. This is something that's very exclusive. This is something that is really kind of you going above and beyond the status quo. You going above and beyond what you traditionally offer to your clients. And when it comes to premiums, it could be something, as I said, something exclusive as well, where you say you get a one-on-one call with me every week for the next 6 months. That's very exclusive. your time, it's exclusive. You now make the lead feels like, okay, cool, there's safety, right? I can always speak with my coach at any time during the week for an hour for the next 6 months. Already it's feeling like, okay, cool, this is an exclusive stuff because my time is precious, right? The last principle is guarantees. So before we dive into guarantees, it's something I want to point out. I find a lot of coaches, a lot of people that I work with tend to start with a guarantee when crafting their offer. And it's quite common, it's quite natural. You want to stand out, you want to have an edge, but this is a big risk. This is a very big risk to take early on. And I always advise my clients to start from the name and the promise you're going to promise your leads, your pricing power, evoking scarcity and urgency, and implementing a bonus and some premium offers. Then you start working, introducing guarantees. Do not start with the guarantees first. And what you tend to see is that a lot of people tend to work backwards. They start with their guarantee. They say, hey, I'm going to get you 10 book calls in your calendar every week, or drop 10 kg in 3 months. Then they start talking about their bonuses and premiums, then the scarcity, then the pricing, and then the name and the promise last. So you want to avoid falling into that trap and actually working your way down from the name, the pricing power, scarcity and urgency, bonuses and premiums, and then what your guarantee is. And also, as I said, it's a big risk because you don't want to just come up with a guarantee for the sake of it and you don't fulfill. That's the worst thing you want to do as a business owner, as a service provider. You don't want to say, I guarantee you to drop 10 kg in 3 months, and you are not fulfilling that guarantee. Then you're just pretty much scamming, and your credibility then gets affected. Okay, I'm gonna make this bigger. Right, so those are the foundations of crafting an offer that sells. And there's some secrets that I feel like a lot of people are not aware of. A lot of business owners are not aware of, and this is something I have done in the past. This is something I work with my clients with, and it's something that I believe works, and it's something that really gets you clients. This is the missing piece. Okay, so when it comes to the secrets and when it comes to crafting an irresistible offer, the first step, after you've run through the foundations, obviously, the first step is to identify your prospect's current situation. So you want to find out in your specific market. You've got your specific market, you've got your prospects. You want to identify what are their current situations. So once you've identified their current situations, you want to then identify where do they want to be. What is their end result? So you've identified their current situation. You've identified what their end results are. But during this process, you want to always bear in mind that the current situation and the desired result for your prospects can be different to what you're capable of providing. So don't get thrown off when you see that, okay, cool, my service is to get men to lose body fat in 3 weeks. I'm just making something up, or in 3 months, and you've then realized that your prospects that you're speaking to, that you're reaching out to, their current situation is different to, or the current situation and the end results are different to what you're capable of doing. So don't be thrown off about that. And once you've identified, and yeah, don't be thrown off about that. You just have to get creative. You have to say, okay, cool, this is the current situation, this is the end result. What can I do? And position yourself and say, okay, cool, this is what I can do to get you from where you are now to where you want to be. So once you've identified the current situations and the end results, you want to draw a line between the current situation and the end results. And in between that line, from A to B, you want to create steps. So you want to identify what steps are going to get my prospects from their current situation to their end result. So think of a line. Once you've identified the two, the A and B, you want to get a line across and say, okay, cool. These are the steps they have to take to get from where they are now to where they want to get to. And these steps could be from your own knowledge or your own experience. And the key thing here is that you want to validate the steps from your customers. You want to be always speaking to your customers. You can do this in multiple ways, right? You could have lead magnets that you can actually give out for free to your customers and say, hey, by the way, here's a tip and tricks on how you get in shape for summer, right? You could have a summer guide. You could have healthy foods to eat if you're a busy professional. And at the end of these lead magnets, you want to create a survey or get the leads to fill out a survey to validate that the steps that you've identified is exactly indeed what they believe. It's valid enough for them to say, okay, cool, this is what we need to get to end results. What you want to also do here is try and understand the language that they're using. Try and understand, what do they envision the steps are? What are they saying in that space? Okay, what are they saying that they have to do to get from A to B? For instance, if you are a consultant that helps people do public speaking, so you help people be public speakers, and your current situation is that they are part-time public speakers and they want to become full-time public speakers, and you've identified the steps, because you've probably done it before, that they need to fulfill to actually get to their current situation, to get to their end results. And some of these steps could be, okay, cool, find a niche, right? Of niche would be the first step. Second step would be create a value message or create a story. I'm just making this stuff up. The third step would be something like outreach, and then delivery, right? So these are the steps. So you want to now speak to customers, speak to prospects, and them to validate these steps. And majority of the time, the steps will be right, but the language that they're using to identify these steps and this process must be different. So that's the key nugget here. You want to try and understand, how do they speak about these problems that they're facing? Take that language and then keep the steps that you've identified to get from A to B, and then sell them what they want. So sell them on these stuff that they've given you. Sell them using the language that they've identified, and then give them what they need. So what do I mean by sell them what they want and give them what they need? It's simple. What they need is the steps from A to B. What they want are what they've told you, the language they've used, the pain points they've identified, and then you want to sell them what they want and then give them what they need. Straightforward, very simple. So the next step is identifying a vehicle that would get them from A to B. And this is the most important bit, and this is the secret to the whole process, because the vehicle is the key to getting them what they want. So you've identified the current situation, you've identified the end results, you've had the steps, you've validated those steps, you're now speaking the languages that your prospects are speaking, right? You're now having, they can now relate to the service you're providing, and you're now selling them what they want, and then you're giving them what they need, right? So the vehicle is, this is exciting, the vehicle, the icing on the cake, because the vehicle is the key to getting them what they want. For instance, right, you could say, hey, here's how you can get more leads, more money, etc. Work with me. Okay, that sounds good, but majority of the time your prospect, if for instance in my position that I work with coaches, consultants, agency owners, and I came up to one of my prospects and say, hey, here's how you can get more leads and more money, they'll be like, okay, sounds good, but they've heard it before, right? So what you can say, hey, you're a coach making 5K a month, and you want to be making 15 to 50K a month, right? What if I told you that there's a secret formula to achieving this? You don't have to do manual outreach. You don't have to spend X amount of time sending cold DMs on Instagram and you don't have to do Z, right? We do this all for you in 90 days. What if there was a better way? So now you as thinking, okay, well, I don't have to do manual outreach. I don't have to do tedious cold DMs. I don't have to spend time finding leads on LinkedIn. Okay. And you can get me from 5K a month to 15 to 50K a month in 90 days. What? No brainer, right? So what you're doing here is you've identified the vehicle, and you could say we do this by implementing and executing systems and processes that allows you as the online coach to not work in your business doing X, Y, and Z, but work on your business and working closer with your clients and actually delivering the service that you love doing. So that's the vehicle that's identified. So once I've now sold you as the coach on this vehicle, this is the winning recipe to creating a winning offer, because I have not changed. I have not removed anything. I still have the steps from A to B. Those are the steps that are there. Those is what I'm actually going to take the client through. But the vehicle is, hey, we use systems to get you from 5K a month to 15 to 50K a month, where you don't have to do X, Y, Z. We save you time, we eliminate errors, and we make you more profits. So this is now the vehicle that I'm selling to the prospect, and in the prospect's mind, it's not, okay, you're going to get me more leads. I get that all the time. I know I need more leads and make me more money. So you're creating a vehicle, and you're taking your steps A to B, using the words and using the languages that you have told you through the surveys, through you speaking to them, and then crafting a vehicle, a message that you then sell to your prospects. And this is what makes a winning offer. So I hope that makes sense. And I think to wrap up, the key thing here is that you need to have a clear vision of what your offer gets your client. It is very, very important that you, as a business owner, as a coach, as a consultant, as an agency owner, you have a clear vision of the outcome that your clients are going to receive. This could be stuff like transformations. This could be stuff like promises. This could be, valid guarantees. And another thing is that you want to sell the vehicle, not the service. Sell the vehicle. Sell what's going to take them from their current situation to their end results. Do not sell the services you're going to provide. Nobody cares. At the end of the day, no one cares. No one cares that you spent 3 months crafting this offer. No one cares that you do X, Y, and Z within. No. All they care about is, I'm currently here. This is my desired outcome. This is the results. This is what's going to take me from my current situation to my end results. That's it, folks. I hope you found this video useful. If you did, drop me a like, comment, subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions, or if there's any topics that you would like me to do a deeper dive on in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.